know you the best? Tell me something that I don't know. When you wake up, you fresh? Tell me something that I don't know.
You want to do a whole episode?
It's fine, Mike.
All right, bro.
It's fine.
Tuck your beard back
it's
in,
whatever,
bro.
all right?
Tuck your beard back in. What you sipping on, bro?
Me?
Yeah.
A little Perrier.
Woz, cheers. What you sipping on, Wozzy?
Oh,
I mean, Cal. I'm fucking y'all names
same
up all
thing
day.
that you're sipping on.
We up for a nice Cabernet. We fancying this bitch.
A Cabernet?
Sauvignon.
Is that a new type of wine?
Nope.
Choked on that word.
Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon.
It sounds like you fell asleep and started snoring there. The wine put you out.
This is the No Consensus Podcast, everybody. Shout outs to our special guest today, my boy Cal Wu in the building, aka Milk Dud, aka Whopper Head,
don't
aka
calling them
the Black Caillou, aka
don't Caillou,
aka the Black Master Roshi, my boy Calvin Thomas.
I'll take the Roshi.
The turtle hermit. You a perv like him too. And then no more anime titties, boy.
Listen, we all curves. And you know my saying, boobs.
To the left of the screen is my boy Jake, aka the whistleblower, aka look at the aka Mob Ties. You just fucked me up. Aka Amish Summer, aka Danny DeVito looking motherfucking. That's not who I'm thinking of. What's the main character in Goodfellas? That's what you looking like.
I don't know.
But
All I see is Weird Al from the
Weird Al. Oh, what's the ZZ Top looking ass motherfucker? I had another nickname that was good, but that top hat just fucked me up, and I can't even remember it no more, boy.
Not even a top hat, but we'll get into that.
I know it's not a top hat, but it's a top hat today. With your old shitty internet. And then below me is my boy Woz, aka Buttered Curry, aka Buttered Chicken is what I meant to say, but Buttered Curry go hard too. Aka the Woz Nerd, aka Pinchable Cheeks. I was gonna say Nips too. Boy, I got so many things in my head. Aka the Perion Dawn, John Wozniak, and this is the No Consensus Podcast. This might be like an episode 30, y'all. This might be a milestone episode.
3-0.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Might be 29, but
might be 29 though. Jake, I'm gonna start off with you because I want to get your feelings out the way, get you back on a good energy level like we are all on, so that we can get the rest of this podcast going. So what's going on, buddy? I can feel the vibes. You said today was just okay, which most people, just say good just because. So I'm glad you did that. What's up, buddy?
Oh, nothing I can think of. I mean,
just because it's a random Wednesday and you don't feel like talking to us?
I didn't say that, but okay. That's what I said.
I'm excited about my hat, though. That just came in today.
You bought that online?
Yeah, from Henry the Hatter in Detroit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good
been
place
doing the
to
damn
go.
thing since
Historical.
Is he mad?
1993. He is a bit mad.
Yeah.
So there's no mercury
good
in
mad.
the
The
hat.
mercury.
He keeps cutting his prices.
I'm hoping so. I paid
mad.
extra.
That's fire.
Yeah, no, I was elected to serve
Here
as
we go
master
with
of my
this
lodge.
Facebook
So
shit.
typically, it's the top hat, but a top hat isn't terribly appropriate if you're not wearing black tie formal. So I don't plan on wearing a tux for every damn meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I get a top hat?
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and went with a Hamburg instead.
Hamburg. I'm sitting here like, what is the name
the type
of that?
A Hamburg. Okay, I like that. Hamburg.
The Hamburger.
And then also,
that's your name next week.
also shout out to Henry the Hatter because I ordered this hoe 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Monday night.
Oh, that's the real 2-day shipping, baby.
Yeah.
Damn near 1 day. That's crazy. Because he got your order when he came in the next day. That's fire.
Oh yeah.
That so what was was it a hard choice? Was you on there scrolling like, damn, I don't know which one to get, or did you see that when it was love at first sight?
No, so I mean, like, I'm not much of a hat wearer.
That's another thing.
And
you need to try that bitch on.
Right.
Right. And like, I don't really, I don't know much about hats, but like, so I read a few articles about traditional formal hats. You know, you got the bowler, you got the Homburg, fedora. No, not from Fox News, from CNN, man. And then, you know, you got the top hat and everything. I saw a few pretty good breakdowns of face shapes and head shapes and which hats go best with it. So consulted with the
deep, boy. That's what's up.
I mean, I'm not trying to look like a fool here.
So. On the internet trying to pick his head out. That's crazy, bro.
I look more like a Tom Cruise or a Ryan Reynolds.
That's funny as hell, bro. I mean,
yeah, so
you gotta do that type of shit, or else you gonna get a hat that you gonna be like, I gotta send this mug back.
Yeah, so I just went on there, and of course they got, you know, plenty of Homburgs, and found the black one that I wanted, and bada boom, bada bing.
Fire.
Was that a red like a feather in there or something? What was that? I can't.
Yes, sir.
You're a little blurry. That is a feather.
The red.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I
The
like
red
it.
feather, yeah.
I like it. Wozzy, have I ever seen you wear a hat before?
Is that better?
No, were you at Escalon when we got the new hats?
Yes, I got an ugly ass purple Escalade hat.
Then you could have seen the one time in the past 30 years that I've had a hat.
Now, why are you a hat Nazi? Do you just not like the look, or
one incident caused it? When I was 14, I joined football. When I put that bastard helmet on, I looked like a 12-year-old girl. So I swore off hats because of that.
Bro, a football helmet and a fucking backward snapback are not the same thing.
But I see this part, and all right, you want me to go find it?
Your football helmet?
No, the excellent hat, idiot.
Go ahead, get that helmet, Wozzy. You be in the house. Hut.
I mean, if you want, I could put on my wrestling
That's
uniform.
what's
But
taking your ass so long to demo that basement. Your ass banging it the whole way. But also, Wozzy, if you fucking come on this podcast in your goddamn wrestling uniform from high school, I don't know what I would do, but I'll give you all the money I got in my pocket. My bank account something, bro. That shit will be fucking hilarious.
Got 5 on it.
Yeah, I
got 5 on it.
That's when I said all the money in my bank account. That's what I meant. I got a whole 569.
Ooh,
Nice.
1069.
Yeah. Bro,
Just for something I wear on the weekends anyway. So
getting paid to do what you love, Wozzy, ain't that the fucking dream, bro?
Facts.
oh yeah.
It's been 2 weeks since we talked, and a lot of shit's happened, but I haven't written none of it down. So I'm gonna let y'all kind of run it today. What's on y'all minds? What you got, Wozzy?
I don't know. I've been trying to learn what's going on around me. Don't really want to get too into it because it kind of pisses me off to a certain regard. But man, just a couple weeks of house cleaning. I had to redo the gutters after that storm we had. Remember when I did 30 in the front, 30 in the back? I had to go back and redo 30 in the front. I'll do 30 in the back tomorrow.
God damn.
Gutters are annoying, man.
Oh yeah. So I'm using gutter screws this time, and they actually seem like super stable over those gutter spikes, which are useless.
Yeah.
So that tons of anime, tons of music. I mean, just kind of normal week.
There's
spinning
like
my
a
head.
saying somewhere about, you know, the more you learn, the more fucking pissed off you get. There's got to be some sort of like Confucius saying somewhere about that, but it's hard being woke, bro. That's why I hate that shit too with a passion sometimes, dog.
I mean, the Matrix, you know, one of the key lines was ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While I understand it and don't necessarily agree with it, I can see the intent of it. So just kind of throwing my head in the sand and doing my own thing for the past couple weeks has definitely helped. And
it's key. It's good to always be aware of your surroundings, though, and what's going on out here, though. So I'm glad that you are digging into that shit. I know, Jake, you've been all up in that Armenian stuff over there, bro. You gotta, my boy. You sent some money over there yet, bro?
Oh yeah, man, of course.
Okay,
Especially whenever these Azerian Turkish bastards want to go ahead and troll me, I go ahead and make sure to send another donation Armenia's way. Go ahead, make another fucking comment.
Yeah, you send them the receipt too, like, yeah, motherfucker. You see what I did?
Yeah, and I tag the organization like Armenia Fund really appreciates your latest, inspiration to a donation.
Bro, what did you say? Azerian?
No, Azeri, Azerbaijanis.
Oh, okay. Nah, I don't know what that is. Break it down.
So, if you know where Turkey is, just east of Turkey you have Armenia, and then Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan.
So it's a country.
It's a country. That's and their Azeris are kind of like a subset of the Turkic tribes.
Okay.
And so, see here, how long has it been? The past several years, at the very least, like at least 3-4 years, I can think of. You got Erdogan in Turkey, who's been making clear threats about continuing the Armenian genocide and wrapping up what Grandpa started. Because, in 1915 you have the Armenian genocide that the Ottoman Empire, towards like the fall of it, went ahead and did. And Azerbaijan and Aliyev were going ahead and saying the same old stuff, like going ahead and see here, a buddy of mine a year ago, he had posted a video of the Azerbaijani foreign minister on like national TV telling people to suggesting that, hey, if you're looking for a name for your son, Ataturk's a really great name, and several others. These people are the Turkish equivalent of Hitler.
Yeah.
Jeez.
People who were, and so I've been following it pretty
name your
closely.
kid Hitler if y'all looking for names
Name
for
him
kids.
Adolf. What type of joke is that, man?
Right. Well, and the funny thing is that Turkey is a NATO member, and they're allies with the United States. This is what our some of the stuff that our money goes to do: destroy churches and kill children in maternity hospitals in other countries.
Right.
And the funny thing to me is that only last year, I think our government publicly acknowledged the Armenian genocide that happened back in 1915. And then,
so like a couple days ago, right?
Pretty much. But the funny thing is that all of the nays who were voting against it were Republicans.
Yeah.
And the funnier thing to me is that Armenia is the world's first Christian nation. Back in 301, they accepted Christianity as the national religion, and Republicans always want to go ahead and talk about how much they care about religion and Christianity and shit. But whenever the Christians are brown, they don't give a flying fuck.
Right.
And then it's also funny because the left doesn't give a fuck either, because sure, they care about minorities and everything unless they're Christian. Once they become religious, then they start having a much more difficult relationship in advocating for their basic fucking human rights.
Yeah.
So in the United States here, we've been completely quiet on the matter, telling both sides that they need to chill out when the aggression clearly came from a single side,
Right.
and who has genocidal tendencies and genocidal intent.
Genocidal Tendencies sounds like a fire album name.
Yeah, that actually does. Yeah, and Kim Kardashian, she came out and she donated like $1 million or $1.5 million to the Armenia Fund. A lot of big time
Lady Gaga
Armenians
get
have been
like
coming out.
35 million or something from companies.
Oh, she
I-
raised some money like that? I fuck with Gaga.
Yeah, Gaga is
She
definitely
went to like
philanthropist.
companies to get them to sponsor like the cause or something.
Well, it's funny because Elton John and Justin Bieber had come out and like they had made some pro-Armenian comments, and they shut up real quick because those Azeris get into your inbox and start DMing you death threats all the time.
Right.
I have no idea.
As Justin Bieber, you should be used to them bitches. Your security should be tight. Bring your bitch ass over here if you want to. If I'm Justin Bieber, like you crazy, you can't talk no shit to me if I'm the Biebs. Come on, come on.
Well, it's fucking wild, man. I've been just following like a bunch of Armenian pages and Twitter accounts and stuff like that, and the absolute like brazenness of some of these threats is wild to me.
Yeah.
Like an Armenian woman will go ahead and say something like "Artsakh strong," and there will be 10, 15, 20 comments of Turkish guys going ahead and saying, "You're so pretty, I can't wait to rape you."
Yo.
What?
You know, like,
Right.
and like it's just an accepted thing. And I mean, that's what they did back in 1992 in Baku. That's what they did in Khojaly and during the Armenian genocide and stuff like that. All these pogroms, like it's just absolutely insane that like that's your mentality that you're going into this with.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's terrible, yo. Man.
But that's our American allies there too, which is the fucking hilarious thing. Like, are you kidding me?
I'm kidding.
So Russia's actually earned a lot of respect in my book because they've stepped up and they've been, actually trying to make a peace happen.
My boy Jake about
I don't trust Russia and I don't trust Putin. But, at least someone's doing something. I mean, hell, I don't trust our own government neither, but
That's a fact. That is a fact.
But freedom, Jake. Freedom. That's the sweet pie to keep you coming back for more.
to freedom.
To motherfucking freedom, baby.
It's so good. Oh, and actually, in that, my one Armenian buddy, he added me to this Armenian cooking Facebook group.
Fire. Let's talk food. Fire.
Yeah. And let me tell you, like, a lot of the stuff I've been seeing them post looks amazing. And, we just started the Nativity Fast on Sunday. So, I them being the first Christian nation, I'm like, all right, guys, like, what are some, like, good recipes that are particularly popular during fasting seasons? And I've gotten a bunch of different recipes sent to me, but this one guy
was like, get the fuck out of here, white boy. You goddamn
he might have
vulture. You just want to, you got
he pretty much did, I think.
Shut the fuck up, Jake. What'd he say, bro?
He sent me a link to Dick Soup.
Pretty much, he really did say that, dog.
And so here, like, so I'm sitting here and I'm like, that spotted dick doesn't have anything to do with genitalia.
Pull up Dick Soup real quick, Wozzy. I need to see this recipe if you can find it.
I sent it in the Froyo Lobo Hobo's Wozzy corner.
I already responded with the spotted dick recipe.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
I know spotted dick doesn't have anything to do with penis, so I'm like, maybe this is similar. And then at the very top it says, "Warning: lots of dick pics below."
Well,
It
Okay.
is on BuzzFeed.
So I continue to scroll, and then all I'm seeing is like shit about like China. It's a Chinese recipe, so it's not even an Armenian thing. This guy definitely was going to ahead and tell me to eat a dick.
That's disrespectful as hell.
Once again, Jake, you need to go out, make this fucking soup, and then send it to him and say, "Thanks for the suggestion, you bitch."
Right.
Me and your mom enjoyed this meal. You gotta just start dogging his ass. This was your wife's favorite meal, and guess what she had for dessert? Happy Kwanzaa.
Right.
That's crazy that a man. So did he send that to you like in your DMs, or he posted it on the post?
He posted it on there, so I took a screenshot and I sent it to my Armenian buddy. I'm like, bro, like, is this dude fucking with me? And he's like, yo, that's insane. And then this woman, she replied and she's like, Vanush, you have a problem and it's not right to bring it here.
I mean, he was fucking with you for real.
Well, yeah.
He's known for these things in that group, bro. Oh, fuck. You know people take their Facebook group seriously, bro. It's like wild guilds, bro. Like, you eventually you go get kicked out your shit. You keep fucking up the community, bro. Oh.
Yep, I can verify that.
Yeah. My boy Wozzy was the band king, boy.
I mean, it was only a couple.
You were probably
people.
a really good you were the leader of your guild, Woz, or just the officer?
I was a guild leader once. I was a guild officer in 3 different guilds. So
I would follow you in the war, bro. I know you hold it down. You fair and just. Can't say that for a lot of these guys, though. Because even though you played it a lot, some of these dudes, bro, I've been in guilds in all games and teams where if this is all you got, bro, they like, and then they get that power of like leader or even officer. You see just the worst in people, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
and it's not it's every facet of life, but I think people don't talk about it enough in gaming to where dudes really do take advantage of shit and act like straight up dicks. And it's worse in games, Jake, and because you don't really play these bitches, but it's worse in games because in your head I'll just be like, bro, I will beat your ass. Like this is just a game. Like, and you lucky you in Alaska or Texas or Florida, wherever you at, bro. Because if you talk to me like this, how you talking? I will beat your ass, bro. I know you don't talk to people like this outside of this game, bro. And so why do you do it in the game? I just never got that, and that's the part that always pissed me off. Like, I will really whoop your ass, and then sit you down and talk to you and help you become a better person after the ass whooping. Like, listen, this is why I whooped your ass, and then this is what you got to do to improve on so that you don't get your ass whooped again in future references.
Facts.
It's a teachable moment.
Because I would love to see people who got that hypeness outside of the game, and then maybe they just got done raiding and they all hyped up and they went to a bar and then let that shit slip out at the bar and got their ass beat. I would love to see like stories of that. Like, yeah, I made a mistake and brought my character outside of the wild guild and got my ass whooped tonight, y'all.
Honestly,
I need to see that as like a skit.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, have y'all, like, talking about guilds, have y'all seen the show The Guild with Felicia Day?
I've seen it like on Netflix. I think
that junk is hilarious. Like, it's literally Felicia Day is a part of a guild, and they all are from this small town, and they just decide to meet in real life. And a lot of people, how they play their characters, that's how they are in real life.
Oh, that's funny.
And like, some of them are terrible people, and it's hilarious.
I think I saw the first episode of that.
That junk is
maybe
hilarious.
Y'all seen that shit at all?
I think I saw like a season.
My brother was watching it a little bit, but not me.
Which one, bro? You got to be
Was it on?
specific, bro.
I mean,
Jeremiah?
the most likely one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Wozzy over there just sniping it.
Yep. It's no scope. I believe I saw it on Netflix.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
on
if it's
Netflix.
still on there now though.
It is. It's still there.
Okay. That boy is what's it called? Tenured on there because it's been on there for a minute.
A funny thing is, I originally saw it on Hulu because Hulu was doing a lot of like when Hulu was in its early stages, it actually had a lot of web series on it.
Yeah.
So like I ended up seeing like The Guild. I ended up seeing like Legion of Dancers. It was like a superhero dancing show. And then I saw a Chad Vader day shift manager, and it's like Darth Vader's little brother manages a supermarket in a small town. That junk is hilarious,
Bro, listen,
He be
Kyle,
forced
you
to his
read
employees.
you see shows like that, read that description and be like, let me click on it.
And
I be like, if you
that
don't get this bullshit
that
off,
junk is fire.
I be
bro.
like, if you don't get this bullshit off my recommended,
Look.
how y'all must not know me. How could y'all dare recommend some
Listen,
shit like that?
I enjoy B movies. I do. I enjoy them.
Did y'all know Tremor 6 just dropped?
And that junk is fire.
Wait,
They got someone big in it, don't they?
Nah, it's still the same cast. It still got Bert in it
Yeah.
from the first
I
from the
can't
first
believe
one.
Bert's.
Bert's still in it. Jamie
Thor was
Kennedy,
back in time, right?
Napoleon Dynamite is in it too.
Oh,
The guy who plays Napoleon Dynamite, he's in it.
We
too.
haven't seen
Yeah.
him. I thought his career was taking off after Napoleon. You said what was?
That's
There was one where they went back in time?
Yeah.
Yeah, number 4 was back in time, right?
Yeah, yep. It took place in like the sixth. It took place like during the gold rush and
and
it took place
what
during the
was
gold
5?
rush. 5 had Jamie Kennedy in it, and Jamie Kennedy
Damn.
was his
They
son.
really be reviving motherfuckers' careers in
Yeah.
Tremors.
Look, Jamie Kennedy was Bert's son in 5, and it was Tremors in Africa. And the Tremors in Africa were special. They were wild. Like they had this thing where like they actually jumped out of the ground. That junk was sick, man. That junk
Bro,
was sick.
only Kyle knows the synopsis for all the
Listen,
Tremors.
because I watched
bro.
them. Me and my son watched them all together. My son loves them.
What about Sharknadoes? You still watching? All
I
them
love them.
bitches?
I watch Sharknado with my mom, and my mom loves Sharknado, and I do too. Like I said, B movies, man. I enjoy them thoroughly.
That's funny.
Like,
I wasn't aware that there was more than 3 Tremors. I gotta.
yeah, 6 of them bad boys, and they all on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Ass blasters.
I know 5 and 6.
Me and my brother used to. We was so young and immature. When he first said that, we laughed at that shit for like 15 minutes straight.
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Ass blasters.
That was in part 2, right?
Yeah.
Part 2 had the ass blasters. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was just regular ass Tremors. The first Tremors we really liked though. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of, I don't know what it was about it, but then I think after that they was like, all right, let's not take ourselves serious no more.
Yeah.
Because it was like kind of still trying to be a serious movie in the first one, and then after that they was like, nah, let's take it up a level.
Yeah, just like Sharknado, man. Like that's why Sharknado is
But
like.
Sharknado started off like.
don't
How the
think they
sharks
ever
even
cared.
got in the tornado, and how the tornado was like chasing people, like this
Look,
shit is
listen,
just
that junk is the biggest running joke in Hollywood. And that's why I like it, because everybody's a part of this terrible joke, and
That's
it's
funny.
amazing.
That's funny as hell. What you been on, Jake? What you been up to, bro?
Just same old, man. Working and doing work around the yard here. Got all the leaves all finally raked up and shit. My mom brought over. My cousin had left her the his leaf blower, so she gave that to me because
Nice.
she's got another one. And bad boy is interesting, weird to get used to.
Is it you plug that boy in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It plugs in, but it's a leaf blower, but it's also like a leaf vacuum,
Nice.
and it mulches
don't
them, and it
fuck
has a bag.
Nice.
Oh. And that bad. It's like a hot dog down a hallway. it would get the balls and all, and I'm not sure if I'm down for that.
Freaky. Bro said
I'm
balls and oh boy, that's nasty.
I'm worried that I might.
Yo, voice boy, a little freaky bitch.
I'm worried I might get a little testicular torsion there.
Oh man, that's funny. That shit that shit is we were just talking about this, that just gratification of getting out and doing some actual work. I know that filled up your little satisfaction tank, because raking leaves is what y'all think is the worst chore. Cause and I kind of split up, I don't know if I split them up as outdoors and indoors, but we can just put them all together. And I think raking leaves might be my least favorite thing to do, and then washing dishes might be my second favorite least thing to do. But I don't know what y'all think. And Wozzy, you ain't have a big house, so you might washing dishes probably not yours. But when you go in a house with 4, 5, 6 people in that motherfucker, and your job is to wash the dishes in the house, I'd be mad as fuck. What you think, Kyle? What's your least favorite chore?
Raking leaves too, because you got to pick them up, and then when you pick them up with the shovel or whatever you use, and you try and dump in the bag, half the stuff you dump on the ground, you got to re-rake them. so raking leaves is definitely number 1 on that list. And then I say number 2 is folding clothes. I hate folding clothes. Like, I don't know why. I just absolutely hate it. Like, it bothers me.
That shit therapeutic to me, bro. I just turn on some music and get to going. Now the issue is I fold very shittily. So like my clothes, when I'm done folding, I'd be like, how the fuck you get all these in this drawer, Shalonda? She'd be like, motherfucker, you ain't folding these right at all.
It basically looks like the clothes rack when you go to like Old Navy at like 8:30 p.m.
I was just talking about that rack.
Everywhere.
What you think, Jake? Because I see your face turning over there.
Yeah, at first, like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm cool with it all. Like, I don't mind raking the leaves. I don't mind weeding. I don't mind sweeping the driveway. I don't mind doing the dishes or any of that shit. But then Cal said folding clothes, and I don't mind. I don't mind folding clothes. It's ironing the shirt. It's not that I dislike it, but just so time consuming.
Facts. That's all facts.
Every other thing that you named is also as or more time consuming than ironing a few clothes. But I feel you, Jake. It also takes like a certain precision and concentration so that you don't fuck your clothes up. Because if I fold my clothes wrong like this, they just not in there. You fuck up ironing your clothes.
You can mess them up permanently.
Yeah, you can't wear some shit no more.
See, no, I've never burned a fucking hole in a t-shirt, but
I did. Like as a kid, ironing.
Is that a black thing?
Like this. Like in my household, we never looked at the dial of like what type you should put for clothes. You just turn that mug all the way up because you know it's hot, and then you just go over it, and then like you do this thing where you like hold the iron down so it'll get better creased, and then sometimes you might hold it down just a little too long, and then you just bore a hole.
That crease is important in our culture. You gotta have that motherfucking crease on.
Gotta have the crease, or it ain't iron right. You gotta do it over again.
Yeah, I only burn white tees though. That's it. What about you, Woz?
I try to do everything with as little energy as possible. So like for clothes, I hang it up right on the hanger when it's still damp. So
air dry, my man.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite chore though?
All of them.
I knew Wozzy was gonna be like the opposite of me.
I understand. I know that because me too. But what's the one that you say for the end? Like, I'm not doing that shit right now.
Demoing my basement, I guess.
Yeah, that motherfucker been doing that shit
like
for
3 years.
Demo is the most fun, man.
You know what's more fun? Not spending energy.
Fucking watching anime and jacking off during that time that you could be down there beating up the wall. Like, this ain't Street Fighter. We not getting no bonus points for punching that bitch. Like,
That's funny.
that is funny.
I was walking home from the market the other day. I saw like a little branch in my driveway after that big old wind, and I ended up spending the next 30 minutes just walking through the yard, picking up all these little twigs and shit like that.
Julian,
There's
in
a
the
reason,
house,
though.
like, where the fuck is my husband at? And you in the front yard trying to pick up sticks, knowing damn well there's gonna be sticks in your shit again in 30 minutes, bro. Jake, I love you, bro.
You know, you're
commitment to
just
excellence.
watching, and it's like,
Yeah.
Oh, no, see, so when you're starting a fire, sure, you got the tinder, but you need some kindling. So now I got a shit ton of little sticks that'll help get that fire going real good.
We didn't tell you about how we was trying to start a fire when we went to his house that a couple weeks ago, Wozzy, and that fire was kicking our ass, buddy. It took us it might have took us an hour plus to get that bitch like steady flaming, and by the time we got it flaming, I had to leave.
Damn. Spent the whole time trying to get it started.
Because all we had was the split logs and like newspaper.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that was like small enough to catch and keep a flame going long enough. And boy, I went ahead and threw some gasoline on that hoe.
I was just about to say, I don't know why you ain't start with the lighter fluid or something. I was just about to say that.
It just wasn't sticking on the log. So let me tell you what Jake do. Jake fucking fill up a goddamn trash can. Like, how far you get it up? About 20%?
Oh no, not even close. Are you kidding me?
How much gas you put in that trash can?
I don't know, man. Like, you don't look. You just take a sip of your drink and you just pour a little something. I mean,
Jake picked up a fucking trash can
your
that he just poured gasoline in and then dumped it on the fire. And I told him to wait. I tried to get video of it, but y'all know what happened next. Whoosh.
Listen.
And I'm like, damn.
Look, I got a funny story like that. With
Is this why you're bald now?
No.
Okay.
Look, my uncle one day, he outside cooking. He ain't had no lighter fluid, so he throws gasoline on it.
Oh my god!
And then he lights it, and that junk go whoosh in his face, and he like gets set on fire. And my auntie kicks him into the pool. Like, she like straight like Spartan kicks him into the pool. He gets out of the pool soaking wet, and like, that's how you start a fire. We was cracking up, dog. We was rolling so hard, like, dog. You was literally on fire for like 3 seconds. And you good now. But that's all you gotta say? Like, that's how you start a fire? That's your response? Just starting a gasoline fire?
Bro, he's so lucky it was a pool there.
Fact. That's a fact.
I just seen a meme that says something like, "This is why women live longer
That's a
than
fact.
men."
That's exactly why women live longer than men. Because men do stupid stuff like that.
well, like, so that's kind of funny because the people who used to live here before me in the shed, they left like 3 or 4 little gas
in the
containers.
shed, or they left it in the shed.
I don't know if they lived in the shed. I'm not judging them in their life. That's on them.
Shout out to having a house in the
that-
shed and decided to live in the shed and then store shit in the house. That's fire. That's fire.
They left like 3 gas cans out there that have liquid in them.
Oh,
And gas. And, gas goes old, so
Facts.
like I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. But what I think I'm gonna do is soak some logs in it, so that those hoes catch up real quick.
Bro, I love it when you be saying hoes. Them hoes. Those hoes. I love that shit, Jake. Hey, so what I tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all if I was one of the few presidents that lost his second term, I would stay in that bitch and just be as petty as I could be, the same way my boy Trump do it, dog. I'm in full support of firing everybody you hating that bitch. Fuck you. I'm full support of saying fuck Thanksgiving. I'm staying in this hole. I'm not putting out no stimulus check. I'm not pardoning none of you bitch ass motherfuckers. Like, I hate it, but this is how I understand. I guess that's old Chris Rock. The old Chris Rock term. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I understand. Dog, bro in there being petty as hell, dog. That shit crazy.
And it's really interesting. I saw that they're pulling troops out of where the fuck was it?
Iraq? Or
Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's where it was, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see what Biden does. Because he's going to want troops there.
Oh, yeah, he's going to
big
redeploy,
time.
for sure.
But, I mean, there's not really...
Hawaii.
There's not really much reason to just redeploy.
That's what I'm
saying. So there's gonna have to be some sort of crisis. So it's gonna be
conspiracy.
Define crisis.
Who said something about you cooking, bitch? Yeah, that's.
I love those U.S. military oil memes. Yeah. Those still crack me up. You put too much oil on your baby oil on your kid, and
soldiers will come running.
Yeah, this shit is funny and it's crazy, and the aftermath of this presidency is gonna have, like, think about 2020, bro. Our kids probably, and our grandkids for sure, are going to be learning. It's going to be like a semester all about 2020 one day. Facts. Y'all. Like, where they just learn about everything that happened during this 1 year, bro. Like, and if not a whole semester, at least, like, you know, that's going to be a few chapters in a book at some point, bro. Like,
I wouldn't say that too soon, because it could be in a decade from now a whole course on 20s. On the whole 2020s, so
fuck, don't do that to me, Wise. Our whole 2020s is fucked
I'm
up.
just saying, if everybody's looking
I'm
forward
in my prime, baby. Don't fuck up now.
The thing is, you got to think about it like this. China's been battling this thing since November 2018, and we got it in 2019. Or it got to us at the end of 2019 in November 2019, even though nobody talks about it. And then the outbreak happened in 2020, and it's just crazy. And we're gonna follow the same pattern as China, because China locked their whole country down for a nice little minute. We still ain't really locked down like that, where it's like everybody just stay at home, you can't go nowhere, don't do nothing. We haven't locked down like that. So eventually we're gonna see like a resurgence, probably like March of 2021. And it's gonna be rough.
Don't scare me, bro.
They were saying
I got plans in 2021.
Listen, it don't even matter, bro. You might as well shut up.
My boy Jake says sorry.
Look.
Chalk it up.
Look, I want to con and perform all next year, but that's not happening. Ain't no cons opening up for the next 2 years.
Yeah, that, like my live stream performance I did on Monday. That's about as close as we gonna.
That's a fact. That's a
God damn.
That's a fact.
Mike, were you not listening to Justin Trudeau? He's talking about that big old Great Reset.
I don't listen to no goddamn blackface Trudeau, bro. Yeah.
He said he was sorry.
And I'm a Christian, so I do accept apologies, but I don't forget, motherfucker.
Facts. Yeah, but don't forget.
You was grown as hell, and it wasn't like you knew that shit wasn't right, boy.
Speaking of race relations, I talked to my neighbor for the first time over the weekend. I was out there raking.
Dog ass transition, Jake. I'll give you props on this. Go ahead.
That was a good transition.
Is this the neighbor that never picked anything up and was doing what?
No. He's the Mexican guy next door.
Are you sure?
I've seen him. I've always seen him. We'll get there.
Okay.
So, like my dad went to school with the family and and stuff. So like I know the name. Was it this guy? He's impressive. I've never seen someone get their trash can quicker than him. As soon as that garbage truck leaves, he's out there.
Pulling that bitch back to the house, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So he was out there shoveling his yard, and I was raking the leaves, and he said, "Hey." So I was like, I decided to go on over and introduce myself and all that sort of shit. He knows my dad used to run around with them and all that jazz.
That's what's up.
You got to learn about Jake's dad. That boy an OG in these streets.
I hear that.
But
before
yeah,
you go on, how was your introduction, Jake? Because with COVID, introducing yourself to people is real weird.
Fact.
So what was? I need suggestions on different moves. What you do, bro?
well, so with this guy, just like from what I've seen of him and stuff, like for one, I figured like he wouldn't be too concerned and stuff. So like, I mean, we were outside, and like, I mean, I didn't go like up and like give him a hug or anything like that. But I just went over like, hey man, I'm Jake. That sort of thing. We were wearing gloves because we were doing yard work and stuff. Shook his hand and sat around and shat the shit.
Pussies.
Because they use
yeah, I got on gloves. You better get your hands out there, get some calluses on them boys.
I gotta keep them soft with the wife, man.
I hear that. Shouts out to the wives, man.
It was funny. We're bullshitting and everything, and what was it he said? Brought up my uncle who passed away. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know the Kazaroos and stuff. I used to go ahead and run cross country with your one cousin Brad and stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, and we're talking and stuff." He's like, "Yeah, I was real cool with with all the white kids here in Milan and stuff." And he's like, "Black kids," but then it was funny because he's like, "Black kids too." It's funny because like he's Mexican,
right?
And he was talking about how at Milan, back in like the 70s and stuff, it's like the white kids would be over here, the black kids would be over there, and he's like everyone was so stuck up, like both sides were just like a bunch of assholes to one another. And he's like, being a Mexican, like I had neither side to go to, so here I am in the middle. And apparently he would like use that whole like punch me in the arm as hard as you can and I punch you. He would use that apparently as like this racial icebreaker.
Wow. That's
where he would go,
imagine using violence to end racial tensions, bro. What the fuck?
Like, let's play 30 seconds.
Yeah, so he would go to like
hit. Okay. Hey.
Oh, you
okay, I respect him. All right, white boy. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a hilarious thing. Like he said, like he'd go up to like some like big old white kid and be like, "Hey, let's trade rocks and stuff." And like they'd go, he'd be like, "Oh man, like
that's a fire term."
Sound like you doing drugs.
Let me get your rock for my rock. All right.
Yeah, it was a hilarious thing to hear from this guy.
That's fire. And it's funny, like finally talking to some neighbors and stuff, because now y'all relationship is taking a step. Even after being there for however long you've been there, you just don't be finding them opportunities to talk to people, right? So that's fire.
Which is like really unfortunate, like because he seems like a super cool dude. He's like, you ever need anything, come on over and knock. He was telling me about how the lady who used to own this place before, how she had like problems with like some rodents.
In your house?
And he's like, yeah, like he wouldn't get in the house, but like they would crawl up like the one gutter and go up on the roof and stuff like that. He's like, so this is where they usually go up. So you might want to keep an eye out for that.
Damn,
that's
tips
fire.
and tricks, bro.
That's fire.
Oh yeah.
You got a cat though. Metal old ass ain't fighting off no damn joint.
He's like, nah.
Yeah. Wow, whatever. You and Cal got the oldest cats on earth, dog. And y'all cats both still look healthy as hell, though.
Listen, I'm waiting for my cat to die. Every time I say that, she get another 2 years.
You and me both, man. I'm looking like to go ahead and like free up on a new pet. Get a new model, but she just keeps going.
I'm done with pets after mine is gone. I'm done. The longest I've been without a pet since I was 4 years old was like 5 months. I'm done. I'm done with pets.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she go, I'm done.
I'm bringing this motherfucker a gecko. I don't even know how long geckos live for. You're just gonna get like a lizard.
Long enough.
Yeah, long enough, bro. That's funny as hell.
Random ass gecko.
Wozzy, when you getting a puppy?
It's something that I've thought about for a long time,
Especially
and
with this new shutdown, bro. You might as well pull the trigger now, bro. Because all you're gonna need is
the
after
problem
they get
with
to 6
getting an
months,
animal,
they can hold their bladder for as long as you need them to. You hear? They take care of themselves, bro.
The problem with getting an animal right now is that they get accustomed to you being home the entire time, and
Well,
it fucks up their brain when you just kind of like are not there anymore.
Let me tell you this: I got tips and tricks for you, bro, because that is true. But T'Challa was like that, bro, and I got tips and tricks for you to help you out with that, because
I had
they will
dogs
get
I don't
anxiety.
need any tips and tricks on dogs. I've taken care of plenty of dogs.
Obviously, you do, because you don't know how to make your dog be okay with you being gone while you still home all the time. I do.
Wozzy, so here's the thing, though. You're a dev, bro. Like, there's no reason for you to ever have to go back in the office, man. You could be working from home for the rest of your life.
That's a fact.
I mean, that is true. I just don't know what kind of dog I want. The dogs I want are all working dogs, and I'm far too lazy for that.
Yes.
So I'm in a weird position where I love like a Malamute or a Kibo or something like that, but I don't want to walk 4 times a day.
I hear that.
Just get yourself a cute little Pomeranian, bro.
Fuck no.
Fuck no. Listen, I hate little dogs. I'm with you on that. I hate small dogs.
I will not get a dog that.
I think you look cute with one, though.
Wozzy here with a little.
Bro, your Instagram would pop so hard, Wozzy. I promise you, bro. With this haircut you got too, and just like, little Dicky got into the peanut butter again.
Look at my naughty doggy.
That was a good face.
Dogs of Instagram, your shit would blast off, bro. It's something about that contrast, bro, of like big guys, like dudes over like 6 feet, and then little ass dogs. Like people love that shit, bro.
If I had a dog that small, I would walk around carrying it like this, just handing it the entire time.
Like a goddamn Pokeball.
Right.
Have one of those harnesses with like the handle on the back, and just hold it like this while its legs are just like
do curls.
Right.
Until you just eventually teach it though, just walk on 2 legs for the rest of its life. And some people will be impressed, while others will be like, "That's animal cruelty."
That's a fact. Get that letter from Peter. And
Where is Peter? That's funny. Damn, there was something else I was gonna say too. Y'all riffing too good. Y'all fucked me up, bro. Because I had some other shit. It's all right though. That shit was funny as hell.
We have Cal here to fill in all your dead spots.
That's also true. Cal, what you been up to, bro? You the special guest here today.
Anime, yo. I've completed 25 series in the last 15 days. Because
bro, what?
Listen. Okay, so
that's more than a series a day.
Look,
hearing that makes me tired.
look.
And all it is watching shit.
Watch Decadence. And
Decadence is great. Yes.
I have never been so confused by a plot by the end of the anime.
I know what Decadence yet, so don't ruin it.
Listen, look, the way I explained it to Mike is the perfect way.
Oh, you already told him that. You told him
that's the perfect way to explain it. And you watch it the whole time and be like, yeah, this is right, but bro, and like when you get to like the last like 3 or 4 episodes, you understand it a little bit more, and by the end of it, you completely understand it. But it's like it's a weird ride as you're going along it.
It also makes no sense at the exact same time. Like, okay, I get what they're doing, but what? Why? It's like the Evangelion ending, the original one.
Yes,
Where they're
yes.
just randomly in God Zone, and it's like a devil and Ray fighting, and you're like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Fire.
But the reason I'm doing like instead of being smart and pacing myself throughout the whole year, I waited to the end of the year again to prepare for my award show for next year, for the beginning of the next year with all the anime that came out this year. So I'm pretty much backloading everything. So like last year, between December and like the first 2 weeks of January this year, I watched like close to 50 anime. And I backloaded again this year, and I promise I won't do it again next year. I will not backload. And the backload,
I say that every year for my vlogs for Final Fantasy Football. Man, what happened, bro?
backlog. I promise I won't backlog, because doing this end of the year crush, like even though I work better in crunch time, I'd rather be able to just pace myself and just enjoy it. I'm kind of just consuming at this point. But I'm enjoying everything that I'm watching though, for the most part. There's a couple where I'm like, yeah, this is butt. I don't like this.
Can we talk about that for a quick second? I think 98% of people on Earth say I'm better in crunch time. And though that may be true, though there may be something to like an adrenaline rush when you have to get something done and you're hyper focused on getting it completed, you can do better.
Listen,
if you was to give that same focus earlier on and then have more time to go back over your shit and
But why give out that energy early?
you will come out with a better thing of content than you do in that little 4 hours of burst energy that you do with your shit, bro. I promise you.
I'll disagree with that only because
Likewise.
I know if you have too much time, you will overcomplicate any art project, whatever project you're doing.
Facts.
When you're crunched, you get it done to the level that it is done.
Yep.
And then you pass out.
Cause I've had papers like in high school. This is like one of the reasons why I started doing stuff in crunch time. In high school, I've had papers that I took the whole length of the time to do, and I got like C's on them. But then papers that I type the night before and I stay up all night doing it and get like 2 hours of sleep before I got to go to class, I get A's on, because I'm like hyper focusing. I'm like, all right, I got to make sure I hit this point. I'm looking over stuff and I'm double checking as I'm doing it. But when I got the time, it's kind of like, well, I got plenty of time to do this. I'm good. And I'll be like, all right, this is good. I'll be overconfident with stuff that I do, like take over a long period of time to do, and I do worse at it.
In order for me to, and you're probably right, and I understand that thought, but if you're doing this like a scientific experiment, I would need you to do that same paper 2 different ways, and the fast way and then the long way. I would need to know what subjects you was in, because maybe the one you rushed in, you was actually just better at that subject, and so you were able to come up with a better paper because you already understood the shit, as opposed to having a longer time. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just would need
that's
in order to really
experiment.
dig deep into it, we had to set some parameters. What you was about to say, Jake?
Yeah.
Well, also there's like the commitment issue. I think when we have a prolonged period of time to work on a task, we're not actually as committed. Whereas when it's crunch time, you don't even have the choice to decide whether you want to commit to this or not. The choice has already been made for you.
Facts.
So therefore, when you have like all that time, you have the ability to choose whether you're actually going to commit to it or not. And were to go ahead and commit to it like you do in crunch time, and no doubt the product would 9 out of 10 times be better, I think. So I don't think that.
Go ahead.
Right. So I think that when we do not wait till the last minute, we think that we're.
I thought I heard Mike. Jack.
Bro just smashed his head on my wall, just like, I don't know if y'all heard that, but bro just banged this shit. I'm like, damn, did T'Challa fall down the stairs or something? Go ahead, Jake.
So damn close to the wall, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just saying that, like, those two aren't the same. I think typically, but we assume that they are.
The
If that makes any sense.
There is also the additional complication of if you compare the two, if you give me too much time, even if I put too much, if I put the same effort in, I'm going to go back and fix it afterwards, and then that could potentially fuck it up even more. And I give out low energy unless I have to. I mean, I'm not going to do the long way correctly. It's just my personality.
See, Wise, we cut from the same cloth. Like, I like doing stuff at the last minute because I do it better. That is just simple as that. Like, and I'm one of those people that like low effort, big, big expectations. I'm the same way, so I completely understand.
I just kind of feel like it's
a
I feel
general
the same
rule.
way that I feel the same way that you just kind of broke it down, Jake. If you gave
I tell myself all the time personally that like I perform better under stress, but I tell myself that personally, but like I know at the end of the day that's not really the truth. But I'm not saying that about you guys. I'm sure that
Just
there's
saying for
people
you
who
personally.
actually do perform,
Yeah.
and stuff. So I think that there's plenty of people who they're of the same laziness as me. We lie to ourselves in order to make ourselves
you
feel better
good.
about procrastinating.
No, that's 100%.
You know, I would go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad. Finish your sentence.
Well, I mean, I would go ahead and always talk about like the like various benefits of smoking cannabis, such as like meditation and that sort of thing. I wasn't actually doing it though, but I told myself that, and other people. But for real, like
bro.
Read an article and stuff like this and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. I bet that does work and stuff. And then I would go ahead and like repeat the garbage, and I'm sitting there like, oh, you've literally never meditated for 5 minutes while high. But it made me feel better about the decisions I was making.
Yeah.
And then I actually did do it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it is legit. But all those times I was talking about it, I was talking out of my fucking ass.
Yeah, and I think that you two, Waz and Cal, are good examples of working in the clutch because y'all are forced to work in the clutch a lot. I am as well, though. I think all of us are actually, especially in the fields that we work in and the shit that we do off hands. You have to be able to come through in the clutch, right?
Fact.
But I don't want you two to downplay the positive effects of preparation, dog. You told me that you could overdo something, but more times than not, you're not going to overdo anything. You're going to be able to look back at some shit and be like, "Oh man, I didn't even say that right. That sentence is wrong. This was incorrect. And if I would have turned this in, I would have looked stupid." Like I challenge us to go back and look at anything if we could even find old papers or remember what it was. But look at something that you did in the clutch, and when you was done, you thought, yeah, that was fire. And then when you got it back, you got a good thing off of it. But I bet if you look back now, you'd be like, man, I missed a whole bunch of stuff that I could have changed and fixed in that. So I don't look at it as we're all smart enough not to overdo shit for the most part, bro. All you do when you get more time is checking shit and fixing the things that you have fucked up, and I'm talking about paper specifically, but a lot of other stuff too, bro. More time to give corrections. You can give it to somebody else if you do it more time, and they'll give you notes on it and move on.
Yeah, but like I know where Wozzy's coming from. I think that for some people it could definitely become like a compulsion, you know, where it becomes like an OCD sort of thing.
No,
I definitely think that could be detrimental.
I try to optimize everything, so I'll do stuff.
The detriment is way less than positive on it, though, man. I promise it is. Because it's not like you get that much time to do certain things in school or work anyway, bro. You're not getting a year to work on a book. Like, you get the most you will get is a semester, and they say we're gonna have this paper like that. And I only had that one time in college. The start of the semester, they was like, all right, at the end of this semester, you're going to turn in a paper, and that's going to be your whole grade. But throughout that semester, what we have different phases. Now you turn in the first draft. Right. Now you turn in the second draft. Then you turn in, whatever else, and then we finally get to the final copy. So,
look, and you say that. In the first draft, I would have did the day before it was due.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have did the day before it was due.
But that's a good. But listen, that's perfect though, Cal, because now you still got 4 other times to go over it before you turn in this one paper. Right. So if you treated everything else like that, because you fucking zoned in on that first draft and you had a good first draft, then you waited till the last minute and then you zoned in and got a hyper focus on the second draft and you changed it, and then you zoned in one more time for the third time, and then you zoned in for the fourth time. If you took that and put it to other parts of your life where, let me not zone in at the last day, but let me zone in on different days to accomplish different things throughout in this project or paper that I'm doing, you would fuck around and have some great shit, bro. I promise. I believe you would, though.
You're allowed to do that.
All right.
Wozzy, what were you about to say about the optimization?
My issue is that I will do anything that I work on. I will try to make it 1% better in a continuous fashion. So I continuously try to improve. It's kind of what I do. It's just mentally I try to optimize everything. So I know if I have too much time, I have plenty of time to fuck it up even worse. So, and then also
so scared of fucking up shit even worse, bro. You not about to fuck shit up, Wozzy.
You're wrong, but yeah,
bro.
No, I just.
If he's making changes in code in production, then I think.
I don't. That shit while I said pride over there, Wozzy.
Huh?
You over there changing pride shit, bro? Come on, dog.
I mean, I have, but no. So I also, the way my ADHD works is I can hyper focus, but I need to like force myself to hyper focus, and fear is the only way I can do that.
Makes sense.
So now this is why I love anime so much, right? Because that is how every main character in anime functions. The only time they can bring out their superpower or do other shit is because of fear. Something happens and it's a life or death situation, and they have no other choice to either die or go Super Saiyan, i.e. Goku.
But Goku don't operate in fear. That dude's such an idiot. Hey, you can get stronger. Here goes Sensu being heal up.
That's his super, bro. Dragon Z. And he did. Listen, in Z, early on in Z, it wasn't off of fear. It was off of anger.
Yeah.
And competition. Despair.
He enjoyed the competition too. He
ain't go Super Saiyan on Frieza because of no fucking competition.
But that was anger.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was anger.
So, but we'll take him out of there then, because Goku is a fucking idiot.
He's a dumbass.
But most other anime, they only can do certain shit under certain circumstances, but that's always a part of what makes a lot of these shows great. You end up teaching yourself and training yourself to be able to do certain things under any circumstance. Right. And that's why I be fucking with a lot of this shit that we be watching, dog, because when I even think about what you just said, like, you sound like a main character, Wozzy. So what we gotta do, bro? What we gotta do to make you be able to unleash your hyper focus?
I don't know. All I see
that's your special move is hyper focus.
I see it more as the beginning of Attack on Titan, and I look like the main character until Attack on Titan. No, you weren't a main character, but we know all of your backstory. Thanks.
That's a funny skit that I just seen too. When a motherfucker thought he was the main character and found out he was the side character.
Oh man! Shout out to RDC World on that one.
Cal also working on a game, y'all. Did I tell y'all this? A mobile game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us a breakdown of that game real quick, bro?
Okay, so it's called Cosplay Battle Opera. And what it is, it's
CBO for
CBO.
short.
It's a match 3 game with a cosplaying battle element where you get costumes of different characters, who names are changed so we don't get sued. And you
Super Monkey Boy is
Super
one
Monkey
of
Boy.
them.
You know what I'm saying? SS Purple, aka my boy Mineta. You pretty much put the costume on and you get 5 skills based on that character's skill set, on what they do in anime or video games or whatever. And then you match gems to fill up those skill bars, and then you can use them, but you only can use 1 skill a turn. Or on the board, you can match fist to deal direct damage to your opponent, things of that nature. And it's pretty much a back and forth between you and your opponent until you beat the other person's health to 0.
Is it more active combat, or is it turn by turn?
It's turn by turn. So it's literally all just matching. So like if there's no fist on the board, you match the colors, try and fill up your skill bar. Some of your skills are passive, some of them are defensive, some are support, some are attack skills. And then once you use your skill, you still can match on the board, except for heals. All heals in your turn instantaneously, because I didn't want it to where you can heal and then kind of start working on that bar again, to kind of give a game some type of balance.
Nice.
What sort of timeline you looking at?
Well, we kind of floating the APK around right now to different people.
I'll have them send it to y'all too, because
because I got a new.
I've been writing good notes on it, but the more dudes that I trust with opinions and shit, the better.
I ain't no beta.
Yeah.
You ain't no beta.
like right now it's only 12 characters in the game, and we still like hashing out proper gameplay, the characters skill interactions with each other. Like I learned something new that I didn't even think of about as a possibility, and Mike saw it too with SS Purple. He has a way where he can block 9 squares on a grid, and he got it back and did it twice, and he blocked 18 squares on the grid, and it's like, yo, you can actually do that? I didn't even think about that. That's pretty interesting, and
he did that on purpose. He want Mineta to be good so bad.
Mineta is amazing. But like certain characters have natural counters. So like the Hulk's natural counter is Mineta, because one of the Hulk's abilities is angry, and it lasts 3 turns and it ups all your damage by 2. But it costs 5 red energy. So once you get your 5 red energy, and it stack 5 times, so you can do it again and it'll up it again. But Mineta has stuff where he can like lock all your skills. So it's like, well, I've locked all your skills for 3 turns, so much for doing that. Or he can like make you do 0 damage for a couple turns. So every character has like their own thing. Like even with I did the meme Super Shaggy, and one of his abilities make it to where he can't be affected by debuffs. So so every character has like their own thing, where like Batman has prep time, and how prep time work is every energy bar that you have filled up when you use prep time, it consumes all of the full bars, and it gives you permanent damage by 2 for every bar that it depletes permanently for the rest of the match. But if you sitting there trying to work on that skill and somebody's just beating your face in, it's like, yo, I got to use this now. I only got 2 things maxed out. Instead of getting a max pay dirt, you kind of got a minor pay dirt. So it just, it's very tactical on how you do stuff and when you do stuff and things of that nature.
And you know how important balancing is in games like this. So we're going to have to do a lot of testing to make sure nobody is like, there's gonna be better characters than others. I don't know if there's any way to ever stop shit like that.
Yeah,
but
facts.
You don't want it so one character is just like unusable, or one character is so good that every time, because he gonna have online multiplayer too, so you don't want to have it so everybody's fucking using Batman every time you log on.
Facts.
Everybody's using Mineta, like you know.
You don't want a game where there's like a meta.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I'm working really hard on, because I play League of Legends. I hate metas, and League of Legends always do this meta every few seasons where they change it, like, well, it's a tank meta now, or it's an ADC meta, you know what I'm saying, where it's an armor pimp. I hate metas. It's like you got 100 and like 30 characters now, and
I don't even know how many they have anymore.
They have 130 right now.
Damn, that's a lot of characters.
And during like tournaments, you see the same 15, 20 because you put yourself in this box of a meta. I hate metas. I absolutely hate it. So one of the things while I was like creating skill sets for each character was making sure that it was pure to the character. So when you see it, you like, okay, this character actually does this. And then I wanted it to be where it was no meta, where you could play with anybody and still enjoy yourself. You can play with your favorite character and still enjoy yourself and still be effective because it's still a strategy to it.
Yep. So far, it's been pretty good, y'all. The, John Wallace is the art designer. I always like John art. He's made a couple of pieces for me. What's the company that you're working with that's actually doing the programming?
It's actually not a company. It's a small programming team out of Indonesia.
Oh, okay.
And my main contact is Vanya. Vanya is dope.
Indonesian.
Yeah, Vanya is dope as hell. She's pretty much helping us make the process easy. Like certain things we didn't know as far as coding go, we like talked to her and kind of pitched all our ideas and this excitement. Because literally, the game went from concept to creation in like a week. So it was really quick. And she was like, well, let's try and do this. Let's do it in modules. Let's do this and let's do this and do this. And like, in order to do this, it'll cost this much. And then in order to do this, it'll cost this much. So we were able to like pinpoint like, okay, with these 12 characters, with like a base gameplay, getting our shops in order, getting ads in the game, and like getting our item system and all that stuff. That's the first phase. So we still in the first phase of like getting all our animation put in the game and stuff. So John is like finishing up the animation for the last 8 characters that we need animations for. And then after that, they're gonna implement all the animations. And then from there, phase 2. So we should be done with phase 1 by next month. And then phase 2, we implementing multiplayer guild system, Nemesis boss battles, PvP.
Is that like a raid?
Yeah, it's like a raid. So pretty much the Nemesis boss battles is our favorite villains are going to be there. And the prize for beating the villains as a guild, because you only can participate if you're in a guild. And a prize for beating them is the villain has a chance of dropping their costume for all the people that participated in the guild. You know, so that's a way to like kind of give incentive, because like some of the characters are pretty dope. Starting off, we got 6 Nemesis battles. We got for my StarCraft people, we got Kerrigan. We got the Xenomorph Queen. Dio for my JoJo people. Frieza.
It's Dio.
Frieza and Sephiroth are the characters. The characters that we got. You know, popular villains, and then a couple throwback villains. And just to kind of give,
that nigga was like, you thought your first kiss was going to be with JoJo, but it was me, Dio.
And like Dio's a pretty dope character, because Dio is like an armor character, because I got like shield character, so like he can do his stand as like an armor. So, but once you kill his stand, he takes damage afterwards, because you know kind of how they take damage from the stand. Yep. But then when he has his stand out there, all his other skills do more damage because it's being done through the stand. So you kind of got that system, to whereas when you got the Xenomorph Queen, she's more like a trap character where she hides eggs on different gems, and then if you match those gems, you take damage, as in like the little thing grabbing on your face and stuff. So it's different characters that do different stuff like that. And I try to make it, like I said, as complex but simplistic as possible.
Yeah. Nice. So if all this shit come to fruition that he been saying, man, this will fuck around and be a pretty good game. You know? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've been playing the beta, or I don't know, the alpha. I've been playing the alpha for a little minute now. I need to get the updated version, but I'll have them send it y'all way. Wozzy, pull up that album, bro. Anything else you had on your mind, Jakey Poo?
I can't. Well, actually, I guess so. Yeah. I just noticed that I got a new Twitter follower here.
Who might that
Samantha
be?
Barrett. Her handle is @Samantha59591535.
Oh, okay, that seems legit.
Following 38, has 4 followers. Okay. Joined November 2020.
Okay.
She's got the her avatar looks like some black woman, but like the banner looks like Istanbul to me. And just retweeting random ass shit. Like, Aki had tweeted lettuce, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. And she retweeted that yesterday.
Maybe she likes lettuce, bro.
So all of her activity here has been retweets and nothing. So I'm just sitting here wondering, like, oh, I wonder what I did. Oh, and I actually did make a tweet about Armenia earlier. So
okay, maybe
I'm like, oh, those are probably some Turkish bot here.
Right.
Yep.
Fucking NPCs.
Come on, Samantha 59321.
Right.
Fucking bots, bro. I do want to get into social media with y'all. Probably
give me a chance to watch that social media Netflix thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I gotta watch it too. I was gonna say I want to get into it next week. But and did you watch the Tristan Harris interview too?
No, I do have it on my watch later now, but I wanted to watch the Netflix first and then see the interview. I figured that'd give me a little bit of like a good foundation.
You can do either way. It wasn't documentary heavy. They just kind of talk about the shit that's going on, bro. And on one hand, it's like, what the fuck? But on the second hand, no, you can keep it up, Wozzy. I just pulled it up on the screen. On the second hand, I'm just like, you live life, right? Every day we wake up, we actually going outside, we actually breathing air. And I said this in my interview yesterday, like, so don't let this fucking internet trick y'all into thinking like it's World War III outside, y'all. It ain't the best that it could be, bro. But live y'all life, dog, and don't let this shit scare us as much as it is. Because if you let it, god damn, boy, you'll think it's crazy out here.
Oh, those aren't the big issues with social media. And I can go into more of what I know just from the therapy side of stuff, but that can be next week as well.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, well, just with the considering like my comments earlier about Armenia, like it does it does have this very real effect on like a grand scale, because like right now what we're seeing, there's currently a ceasefire between Republic of Artsakh and Azerbaijan that was signed by Nikol Pashinyan, the prime minister over in Armenia, and a lot of people apparently are not very happy. They feel that he's been a traitor, that's Armenian land, and that they should have been given the opportunity to give their lives for their indigenous land, and that he robbed them of that. So there's a bunch of social media campaigns putting that sort of information out there. Here's the interesting thing: Putin was on TV.
Poop.
He was warning he was pretty much warning the Armenian people about not getting too emotional and wrapped up in all this, ousting of Pashinyan, because it was the ceasefire was such a quick thing that the legislature was not able to vote on the matter, so it holds the weight of an executive order. Therefore, if they get rid of Pashinyan, that order is null and void. Azerbaijan can turn shit up to 11 and really fuck things up. Turkey can go ahead and force Turkish peacekeepers into Armenia, and just really ruin the situation. But you have some, good patriotic Armenians who are sitting there like, no, he's a traitor, he fucked us up, but they're being fed misinformation in order to make them feel that sort of way. So yeah, the effect of social media in spreading propaganda and misinformation or disinformation really is
it's a thing.
Wild.
It's a thing. And real quick too, bro, because I love this and I'm mad I've just remembered it, and this is something I want to talk about this week. So next week we'll talk about it. Can y'all see my screen? Hold on one second. I got a quick joint for y'all. Can y'all see the screen here?
Yep.
That's it.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go. Watch this. I got a quick judge that nudge, Jake.
Okay, let's see here.
I think he just grabs his leg and like tosses him.
Jake, what type of awareness do you have to be fighting one man, or is this he disengaged this man and then made quick work of that man?
That's because he's about it, man.
Terribly telegraphed is my man's kick in the red shorts. Give me a breakdown here, bro.
So, for one, you're so incredibly vulnerable whenever you leave the ground.
Facts.
To go ahead and attack in this sort of manner, it makes perfect sense if you live in Hollywood. Would never want to go ahead and do this sort of stupid bullshit because of this. I mean, it's completely telegraphed.
Every time I see that shit get better. Look how far he threw this dude. Like, that's a good launch, bro.
Clearly, this guy's about it. He's able to go ahead. I mean, if you remember the Khabib Gaethje fight,
I sure do.
Nurmagomedov was sitting there, had the triangle from the top, and he saw the arm bar.
And
thought about going for the arm bar
because your mama here.
Yeah, so to go ahead and have that sort of like awareness and thoughtfulness within a fight in the heat of the moment.
That's why I brought this up, Jake. I was hoping you was gonna say that. That's exactly why I brought this up. Go ahead.
Just like
watch my man's after he get tossed too, y'all. He's just done.
He's sitting there. He's like, bro,
don't even try to get back up, bro. He's out of there.
Well, because that's humility. That's humility there. He's taking the L, sitting down.
That's
but
crazy.
And I mean, but it's also like football players, right? Receivers, the ability to go ahead and be aware of someone who's about to tackle you as soon as you grab a ball, but to focus on that ball, get your body to that place to catch it, and especially when it's right on the line, to go ahead and make sure that you take the necessary 1-2 before falling out.
Damn, bro, what you been reading on the football rules? How you know all that, bro? You don't watch no ball.
Well, no, but I see the little things like that, and like the way I think of it is like when you take like a psychedelic and stuff, and time dilates, or when you get really deep into meditation and like time compresses in a very different sort of way. Something that you can access with, like kind of like what we were talking about with anime super like heroes and stuff like that. You can access those states of consciousness without needing those exogenous drugs, and that's one of the things I think that a lot of athletes do, whether they're conscious of it or not, is that they're entering like different forms of consciousness in order to achieve those sorts of things. But clearly, homeboy there has been in those situations enough that he's able to focus on the guy in front of him, keep an eye on the guy coming at him, disengage, handle that business, and then when he got right back into it, like he ended up was vulnerable for a second, where he was able to roll, and it looked like he was about to take the other guy down.
Yep, definitely.
So shout out to whoever that guy was. So.
Yeah, who I don't have a name for you, Jake.
Yeah,
so.
it looks like probably like Vietnam, Cambodia, and stuff.
Or Philippines, or the Philippines or something.
Yeah, so I don't want to come up with like some racist like Cambodian name or something.
Facts.
All right, Wozzy.
All right,
so tell us why you put us up on this. Bring Me the Horizon, post-human survival horror. What made you choose this album for this week?
So this album, I was actually going to do Bring Me the Horizon as my next band. And this album kind of just shifted what I was going to do this week to next week. But Parasite Eve came out at the beginning of the year.
Which album?
Obey came out. Pardon?
You said this album shifted this?
No,
which album?
No, Parasite Eve came out at the beginning of the year.
Oh, and then this album came out. And then, okay, I got you. Go ahead.
Right. And so I wanted to share Parasite Eve and Obey, and those were the only two out at the time, but they weren't on an album. They were just kind of singles. And then the album came out, and I said, "Oh, this is exactly what I wanted," because I was going to do their previous album, Ammo, which is a little bit slower and a little bit more electronic. For the most part, it's got tracks with like Grimes and stuff on it. But this album to me was just their breadth of what they do. Dear Diary is very much like their very beginning stuff. The last track is kind of where they want to go. So it's like this album is like a snapshot of their career.
Okay.
And I don't know. There isn't a song on the album I don't like, and it's a short album. All of the vocalists that he invited on are amazing. I love Amy Lee. The Nova Twins, I'm now a fan of. Baby Metal, I like. Youngblood, I see him going places. So this was just kind of the perfect album, in addition to the fact that it's a quarantine album. So it is about 2020, starting at Dear Diary saying, "Hey, I have no idea what's going on." You know, every part of the song has basically been the year. And the only song that actually has anything hidden in it is the last song. One day, the only butterflies will be in my chest will be on my last breath, or whatever it is. That is his. So that is the singer Ali, his way of communicating with like Mother Nature. So like Amy Lee in that, it's like a love relationship gone bad. Amy Lee would be Earth, and Ali would be humanity. So it is like a destroyed relationship between human and nature. But I don't know, just everything about the album fit perfectly for when it came out for me at the time. So, and then on top of that, I think 7 of the songs went like number 1 on rock Billboard.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. Every song has its own story about what it is, and it's fairly straightforward, and I love that for it. And I don't know. I like that they don't particularly care about having a singular style. One thing the keyboardist had said is that he'll use Linkin Park as the Bible for like metal pop, basically. Writing, because every song has an amazing chorus on the album. So
I'm glad you had said that. So when you listen to this, because now we've done this enough to where we know each other's like taste of shit, basically how we listen to shit. So when you first listen, so how long did it take you before you start listening to what they was actually saying in the album?
In this album, I a couple days after I heard Parasite Eve, I went and found out what that was about. A couple days after Obey, basically.
So you heard like 2 of the songs first, and then went to listen to the album.
So Parasite Eve, track number 2, came out in April, I believe.
That's a while ago.
Just so when they were writing Parasite Eve, everything was just starting to happen.
Okay.
There were lyrics like, the lyrics are, you don't necessarily know what'll kill you type of thing. He had lyrics like people are dying, and then people actually started dying from COVID. And he's like, that's kind of not cool. So that, and then Obey came out a couple months later. Teardrops came out the week before the album dropped. Then, I mean, I actually know more about the lyrics because I watched, after listening to the album, I watched an interview he did with NME about what all of the songs meant. So I actually heard it from him what they meant, and I kind of skipped that lyrical part. And then once I knew what it was about, I went back and listened to the lyrics.
Okay. Only reason I asked because one of the things that you said is that you like that it was straightforward. But I was just wondering, how soon did you even realize it was straightforward before because you liked the music already beforehand. So I just was curious to see what made you even realize it was straightforward and go back and listen to the lyrics. So
And a lot of that was because of what he said. This is their first time that it. Normally, these songs are written by Ali, the vocalist, and I can't remember his name, but the keyboardist. Um, but Ali had said that this was the first album where it was less inwards focused and more outwards focused, which was another reason I really wanted to share this, because typically I would like more inward focused songs, but due to a lot of shit over the past month or so, I'm trying to broaden that.
And when you say outward focus, it means it's talking about things that's going on in the world.
Societal stuff.
Yeah. Which is funny because that's outward, but aren't you in society? Aren't we all in society? So at some point it's going to affect you and feel a little inward. I think
So it'll make me feel what?
a little inward. That motherfucker.
You said it, not me. Didn't go in my mind. I believe so. So I was thinking about it, and I believe, based off of you had said you like for rap, you put your mind into story mode. I don't have that yet. I'm trying to train myself to figure out where that is as a mental framework. But I don't know. I liked all of the music first, and
Nope, I feel you.
I understand that. I understand that I am part of society, but at the same time, society also doesn't give a fuck about me. So
I understand. Yep. Yeah.
So what you?
So yeah, I don't know. I love the album.
What you think, Jake? Go ahead and get that off your chest, baby.
Well, I'm struggling right now because like Wozzy's talking about stuff, and I'm like, I want to talk about that stuff,
But I want to talk about my stuff.
no, like him talking about like the whole the relationship of the individual to society and all that stuff like that. That's something I
that
find
was
really
my fault,
interesting.
though. But go ahead.
I mean, it is a good point, and I was going to bring it up a couple weeks ago when Jake had said something similar. But I'll make a note of that so that we can talk about that.
Well, no, I mean, like, yeah, whatever. But
You can talk about it now if it's got something to do with the project. Go ahead, knock it out, baby.
It's a much deeper conversation.
I'm talking about whatever Jake was going to say.
Yeah,
and it's probably
no, it doesn't have anything really specific to do with the project. It's just like tangential and based and solely based off of Wozzy's previous comment there.
all right.
But,
Well, take that note then, Wozzy, and we'll get back to it. I see what type of pod we gonna have next week. Go ahead, Jake.
Funny thing, Jake. When Mike played the album earlier today, I was like, I heard the Parasite Eve. I'm like, I know that song. I actually just heard it last week, and I'm like, this song go hard. And I actually put it in my phone so I could actually have it added to my my rock list.
Eve. So I had a weird thing happen. One time I listened to Parasite Eve, and I happened to be not 100% sober, we'll say, at the time, and the song plays out.
You shed one single tear,
like an anime arc.
Yeah,
where how it builds, and then it has like that quiet part, and then it builds back up. It reminds me of like the Frieza fight where he's dead, and then he's not, and then he's dead, and
right.
So sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
oh well, no, Cal, did you have more?
No, I was just saying, I just heard it last week, and I really enjoyed the song. I didn't know who the band was. I just was like, I heard the chorus, and I'm like, okay, this song is Parasite Eve. I'm gonna have to look it up. And now, you know what I'm saying, I'm on a podcast today, and we're actually gonna be playing the album, so I know actually the band that actually does the song now. So it was like, yeah, it was meant to be.
I'm 100% behind that.
It was funny because let me switch over to this other chat if I could find it. I want to say that the day after he told us to listen to it, my coworkers had posted Kingslayer in our work Discord. I was like, oh, that's a fun coincidence. but I mean, I enjoyed it.
You don't have
just
to
like
like it, Jake.
No, I know, but like here's like it's not that I mind it at all. It's just that like I don't really feel anything too much when it comes like to metal poppy sort of vibe typically. And I don't know what it is. It's something that's really been frustrating me this whole fucking time. Cause like I'll put on the songs and I mean I'm not gonna stop the album at all. um, if I were to hear it on the radio, I'm not changing the damn station either. But
Right.
I've been struggling to find a way to connect with it.
Like an emotional
So
connection.
here, I think I understand what you're saying, and the way that it resolves itself in my mind is it goes hard, and then the choruses are like that release, like it. I don't know. It's like if you're sprinting, it's that 10 seconds you have until the next lap is kind of how my mind resolves that.
That's interesting. I haven't thought about it in that sort of way because I definitely really, for me, you know, a lot of what I appreciate about well-crafted music is the ability to build up that tension and then give you like a very satisfying sort of release. And I feel that a lot of music they don't build it up enough. You know, like they don't give you enough foreplay.
I mean, what is the lyric? Verse 2, same as the first, is like boring to me. That kind of thing.
Hmm. Yeah. And there's plenty of bands that like do it really super fucking well. But I guess I've never really conceptualized like what you were saying in that sort of interpretation. So I'm gonna have to really go back and re-listen to a few of the albums that you went ahead and suggested from that perspective. I dug it, and the music videos were really neat. Parasite Eve one was weird as fuck, so that's right up my alley.
I didn't see the video
Parasite
for
Eve
that
was actually
shit.
an anime, and they had based the name of that song on the anime.
What, off the
It was
Parasite
originally going to
anime?
be called what?
There's an anime called
Or
Parasite
not
Eve.
anime, video game.
Video
Sorry.
game, yeah.
The old-
Okay.
That's actually what drew me to it because I'm like, this is a game called Parasite Eve, and I loved that game when I was a kid.
Mhm. The original name of the song was Survival Horror, but they renamed it to Parasite Eve because of the video game. Kingslayer was actually named because of COD, because of a Kingslayer, and then he just took that word and used it in a different way. But yeah, he got Kingslayer from the COD achievement or whatever.
Nice.
And which one is it with Homeboy? Is that Obey?
Mhm. Yep. Oh,
That video I found to be absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
What is the guy's name? Youngblood or something like that?
Youngblood.
Mhm.
YUNGBLUD.
Yep.
Yeah, his face irritated the fuck out of me.
He weird, bro,
Let me see what
but
he
I'm
look
not
like.
mad at some of the shit I've heard. Wozzy let me hear some of this shit. I ain't mad at it, but that's a weird boy, bro. And dudes that's weird like that, I always feel a way about because I gotta get to know them personally. Because I just know so many dudes who act like that
it's fucking
just
weird.
because of the music industry. And it's not really them as opposed to them just being weird. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but like some dudes are weird, but once they get into a music industry, they just take it to another level because they either told that or they think that that's what they need to do in order to get famous and shit. So and then take that how you want to take it. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I feel the same way about you. I don't know how to feel about Youngblood. I've liked the stuff I've heard, but him as a person, I don't know if he's just overdoing it or if that's just what he is, bro.
I think
that is him. One thing I will say about Youngblood is he is very pro mental health issues. He always has said he's like, I've got ADHD. I'm using it to my advantage to create more music. He's not letting that stuff tie him down. So that is kind of like one of the minor messages from him. But yeah.
Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was literally just his face that irritated you, right?
Well, because there's just some of those got like some little Xan vibes from him, and like
Lil
some like
Xan.
gothy vibes and shit like that, and like just
Yep.
the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, but that's super superficial. So what the fuck? It doesn't even fucking matter. Like hell, I enjoyed that song, and that music video cracked me the fuck up. Like I know you haven't watched it yet or anything, so I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah,
It's good.
that's well worth the watch.
I'll probably turn it on right
Um,
after this.
yeah. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. Like I didn't feel like any sort of connection. But then again, that's not a very fair thing for me to perspective for me to approach it from, since I don't really feel that with any sort of music unless I've had like a time to really like, cultivate it. You know what I mean?
That was gonna be my question, because I feel this. I think about that shit a lot too, but like then I ask myself, when was the last time I even really felt a connection to an album? You know, and
Right.
remember we was talking about, and I want to ask that to you personally. What's the newest album that you've heard that you was like, damn, I feel a good connection to this?
Fuck, I don't know. Because there's like when it came out, and then also when you first experienced it, right? But the most recent one that I can think of that, well, probably Damn.
Kendrick.
Well, yeah, or Saturday, which I think those were around the same time.
Thievery Corporation.
Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know.
Playing that album, by the way, and putting it on as many people as I can, bro. That shit just goes so good with cooking, bro. Like, or chilling.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Well, and actually, no, I take that back. There's been a lot more music lately. I've been really delving into like 80s new wave, and really enjoying it. But the thing is that like I'll just put Spotify on, and I'm just hearing singles, and I'm not hearing like the
whole
album.
album. Yeah.
I'll be sitting here like, damn, man, I didn't realize that Cure was this badass, or the Smiths were fucking killing it, or and that sort of thing. And I've really been feeling like a deep connection to that sort of stuff. That's very different than like forming a relationship with an album or an artist. But it also fucks me up because like I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, hell, the stuff Mike has suggested, like that had us listen to, I have that more emotional reaction. Then again, what the fuck has it been? It's been Lupe Fiasco. Already had that. Like I was already familiar. Already listened to Food Linker, countless times. What was it? Run the Jewels. Oh, I've already, listened to that. I already have.
Yeah, great.
Like I've already got those relationships built. Whereas everything, with the exception of
Heroes.
Yeah.
What's the other
Gym
ones?
Class is so long.
Yeah, I put them on their
Jeez.
first album.
Yeah.
That's great.
So there's like,
Foster the
same at
People.
all, but yeah.
So everybody I put y'all on, y'all was familiar with, but I don't think y'all have actually listened to full albums of the people. So
I wasn't familiar with that much, but I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, so like that's been an interesting thing for me to like sit back and like think about while listening to some of this music, is that like, oh well, I've literally never fucking heard of Bring Me the Horizon before.
Right.
As a band.
Right, bro.
you actually have, because you knew the lyrics to Mantra. I remember we were at B-Dubs once and it was on, and you knew the lyrics. So
I did.
Yep.
Damn, you must have been with another ginger white boy.
We don't all look the same there, Wozzy.
They always try to hit me with that joke. Glad to see somebody else getting hit with it. So I played it right before. I played the whole project for Cal before we got on here. So Cal, give me a little breakdown. What you thought of the project, bro?
I dug it. I liked all the songs with the different Japanese artists. Those joints were really, really good. I like Parasite Eve. Like I said, I heard Parasite Eve for the first time last week, And I was like, this song is called Parasite Eve. I know that. I'm gonna look up what band this is. When it, you know what I'm saying? I put it in my phone, and then like I said, Mike showed me, and I'm like, okay, sweet. On first listen, like when I listen to most music, I like giving it 3 listens. Because the first listen, I always listen to lyrics first. And then the second listen, I kind of listen to the vibe. Just try and get like, you know, the what they're trying to do with everything as a whole. And then the third time is just for enjoyment. So I've only had 1 listen with it so far, and I enjoyed it. I like it. I thought it was a really solid album just off the first listen, as far as lyrics go.
Yeah, I do the exact opposite. It's interesting hearing that, just because I do vibe first and then lyrics second. So,
and I was telling Cal that this is even funny that he's even on the podcast today, because we was just riding to wherever we was going, to the studio actually. Yep. And I was in the car telling him like, yo, we be doing these reviews on the podcast, bro. They all fire. And the psychology that we are learning just from musical taste has been super fucking interesting over these last, 30 episodes. Like, it's much deeper than what do you like now. It's why do you like it? What are you listening to? Like, we finding out so much shit about each other. And in turn, this means that there's other people out here who think the same way we think that we didn't even know. Like, I always thought that people listen to music the way I fucking listen to music, bro. So that shit fucked me up. So I was telling Cal that, like, Wozzy don't even listen to the fucking lyrics, bro. He don't know what the motherfucker's saying until his third listen through. And that shit be killing me, bro. Like, how you listening to the song but don't know what they talking about? But it gotta pass the vibe check. And on a certain level, I do rock with Wozzy on that, because this is why I stopped going into albums with expectations. And I've talked to this with Jake a lot. I used to go into albums like, I needed to sound like this, it better sound like this, they better do that. And it led to me being disappointed so many times that I had to stop doing that, because not only was I disappointed, I would not listen to the album and then years later go back to him and be like, bro, that album was actually really good, but since you went in thinking it was going to be left, but instead it went right, you didn't even give it the chance that it actually deserved, bro. So my vibe check now is something like we all be in moods, right? So if some shit come on and I'm not really in the mood and I'm not feeling it, I make a mental note of that. Like, listen, you wasn't even really in the mood to listen to this type of music. Come back when you are in that mood and give it a second try. And that's something that I've been trying to go. With that being said, though, this shit right here is fire, Wozzy. I fuck with this album. I also figured out the same way you got to train yourself, and it's funny that you stole the words out of my mouth, to listen to lyrics and shit. I got to train myself to listen to this, like, that rock hard and, like you always say, dirty vocals. I got to train myself to get into, like, really vibing with that, because I like it, I don't hate it, but it's not nothing that's ever gonna bring me in and attach me. I'm not training, I'm just getting used to it. Because I'm not gonna force myself to like shit. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Right. But I'm just not used to listening to it. So like Dear Diary comes on, and the first thing I hear is the lyrics, bro. And they talking about like everything's the fucking same. I keep turning on the TV, it's the same channel. This world is shit. They say something about God in there, and we as peasants. And what he's saying in that motherfucker is fire. But like the hard like rock shit, it's still taking me time to like actually get used to and be able to out with. But I like it, I'm just not used to it yet. I'm gonna tell you, Teardrops is gonna be in my rotation for the rest of this year, bro. I fucking love Teardrops, bro. That song goes so hard to me, bro, because it's and also I don't know why. Maybe it's really poppy, but Teardrops and Obey back to back just went hard for me. And I just love that song a lot. And I just like the dude who's singing too. What you say his name was? Osi? Ali. Osi, that's my uncle name. Just trying to shout my uncle out. And y'all never met an Osi before. Hey y'all, that's a wild name. That's an old ass name. My uncle Osi Jackson. You know he used to beat motherfuckers up back in the day.
Got to it like that.
Ali got this voice, bro, that's like I can see him being in musicals, dog. Like he sings like he was a Disney Channel kid and then just broke out and became a rock or in a rock band, bro. Like he got a good ass voice, and you don't. And usually when you hear a lot of rock dudes singing, they doing like something weird with their voice. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's almost forced sometimes to.
Are you talking about screamo?
Yeah, not screamo. Just sometimes they just have like a raspiness that they'll add to their voice to make them sound different from other people. This dude sound like he played in musicals when he was growing up, bro. Like I guarantee Ollie was in musicals in high school with that voice that he has, bro.
It wouldn't surprise me. Vocal fry is what you're looking for.
Yeah,
fry is that, and some people are really good at fries. Some people can naturally fry. Some people like to make it sound like a fry, and that's when it sounds terrible. And I think Jake has even talked about that. He hates the forced vocal fry.
I appreciate you telling me the term.
Yeah, me too.
That I learned something new today. A fry.
Every week we do this, Wozzy. We all learn something. Or Wozzy, cow.
If you've ever listened to any Marilyn Manson, it's pretty much just constant vocal fry.
Right,
so
right.
Yep. So I appreciate him being able to do his thing, like when he going hard, but then on the soft parts, you know, I don't know. It's just sometimes and they add some twang to it sometimes too. When they on the clean vocals, he just singing, bro. And I'm like, I like that shit, dog. All of these bitches, definitely went hard for me. Also, what I notice is, and once again, this is just me being in music. These are some big ass names to get on your album, yo. You don't just get this. Nobody just get Baby Metal, bro. You don't just get the Young Bloods, because dudes like Young Blood, they are new and up and coming artists. They got a lot of heat on them. It's not super easy to get them. And when I say super easy, it's gonna cost a lot of money to get them, is what I mean to say. Like, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money to get them features. Nova Twins.
Do you want to hear the story of how he got Amy Lee, or do you want me to do that afterwards?
No. Yeah, let me finish up and then you tell me about Amy Lee. So the first thing I seen on the track list was the people that's on here, and I'm like, damn. And sometimes that'll throw you a little off, because when you see names like that, it almost always correlates to overproduction. So I'm like, oh man, it's like super heavy on like with your labeling, got a hand in the pot, right? But Wozzy sent it to us, so I know you liked it, which kind of made me not feel that way as much. But you know, sometimes you see that shit. Then when I listen to it, I'm like, fire. And most of those songs with the features were the best songs on there to me. I really like them bitches. Second thing I noticed, Baby Metal on here singing in English. What? But I also go back to my choir days, and I'm like, well, we had to sing a lot of shit in like Italian or French and shit back in choir. So it's not uncommon to have to sing out of the language that you speak naturally. But how well they sounded is what pulled me off. Like, they actually got a pretty good.
So Sue Metal actually does speak decent English.
Okay.
Like, she'll be on interviews and stuff. It's kind of adorable, but
and then the Nova Twins, you know, I fuck with them now. They came on there and they killed it, and I like that shit. So this was a great pickup, Wozzy. I appreciate you. And it went hard behind Slay the Spire. Cal was playing Slay the Spire while we was banging it, and I'm like, damn, this shit go perfect with this game, bro. That shit crazy. So what's the Amy Lee connection?
So before that, did you end up listening to the Nova Twin album?
Yeah, I listened. Not the album. No, I only listened to those two songs. Sorry.
I recommend it. It was pretty good. They have like Garbage meets.
I hate calling genre of music just garbage.
No. Garbage is a band.
Oh, okay. I hate calling my band garbage. That's fucking hilarious.
All right, never mind. So
with Garbage.
You said you are, Jake?
I remember Garbage, yeah.
They were an all-female rock group. Really good. But anyway, so in the previous album, Ollie had like accidentally lifted like a line from one of her songs in one of his songs, and like he got a call. So like he's writing a song, and there was like a line, and it came from one of her songs, and it was just kind of like one of those brainworm things, and so the management's kind of got together, and he's like, "Yeah, I totally just accidentally stole it. I'm not even gonna argue that." And so while they're getting sued, they're like, "Oh, by the way, Amy loves your band, and she'd be down to do something if you wanted."
Why you
And he's like,
suing me?
and he's like, "Oh, cool." So then, like 6 months later, she's working on a new album, and she's like, "All right, I'm stuck." He calls, basically gives her all of her creativity back, and then they create that song.
So gives her her lines back.
Fire. He pretty much was her music.
Yeah.
Fire.
The whole reason that they collabed was because their labels were suing each other.
That's funny. Hey, did you know this? You can use this line. Hey, motherfucker, that's the line you stole from me. Like, stop giving me these lines back.
I don't think she cared at all. It's it's the label being like,
Yeah, they gotta get their money,
line.
bro. It's a rap.
Yeah.
It's a big rap, dog.
And he's just like, "Yep, I stole it. I can't even
But
argue."
I also don't even know how that goes because there's plenty of people who use other people's lines and songs to like pay homage to the people who actually said the line or to get you a little catchy part in a song. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how that actually goes in court. Just because I said a line, yeah, it might be yours, but I'm just paying you homage is what I would say. I will let us know the backstory of that. Because you don't own words, motherfucker.
I mean, but you could plagiarize, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you take enough words, that's plagiarism.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, I think musical plagiarism is something that we should put on the docket to talk about in the future.
Yeah, I got a book here that I've been.
Thing,
I got it. The book I read about music. It's a really good book. I'll give y'all the name later on, but it had a whole section about that shit in there. I just don't really remember all the details in it yet because there's a whole section of music that's dedicated to doing what's the word I'm looking for when you just sing somebody else's song. Covers. It's perfectly fine to do covers. There's a way to
you can actually get paid
for doing somebody else's cover and not get sued for it. So I'm literally doing your whole song, just me, and I don't get sued for it. And I get money for it.
As long as it's a transformative thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it has to be different enough that somebody could distinct the two.
Which is that's just hilarious. We'll get into that.
Kind of like Vanilla Ice when he stole the one beat and he just said my beat doesn't go just dun 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 dun. It goes dun 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 dun. Ding! And got completely cleared of getting sued.
I wish my boy Blurred Lines cuz knew about shit like that.
Facts.
What's his name? Robin Thicke.
Yeah, because
that motherfucker pockets is
hard.
the opposite of thick now. That boy Robin Thin now.
Look, call him Pigeon Thin.
What do we got next week, Mikey?
Oh shit! It is my turn. All right, next week, let me pull out the handy dandy notebook. What we want to listen to? Oh boys, this is a good question because now I didn't think super hard. I got 4 on rotation, and I'm like.
To be fair, Mike, it's not like you had an extra week or anything.
I know it's that motherfucking guy named John Wozniak is the greatest.
That's not a bad way to go. Does it have to be a new album?
Nah. Most of my shit been old shit. I'm working my way for it. Most of Wozzy shit actually been new shit. Most of my shit been old shit. Most of Jake been old shit. This what we gonna do, y'all. And I don't even want to do this, but it's gonna be harder for y'all to find the other shit.
Why don't you do Daft Punk?
No. Oh, I got them down, but I'm not doing them yet.
I wouldn't worry about being able to find something.
Yeah, you're right.
Discovery is my chunk. Love that damn album.
That is a great album.
Boy, that album is amazing, front to back.
All right, so what we gonna do is we gonna do my boy Kid Cudi. Man on the Moon is the name of the album.
Okay.
Deluxe version. Or
Should we do the deluxe or the rego? Let me see what's on the deluxe real
Deluxe got 3
quick.
more songs.
Yeah, I don't know if they worth it though.
So
TGIF.
I always do
Is there
the
any love?
deluxe, but
Yeah, we can do because I do like the last 3 songs on here. Is there any love? Because Is There Any Love by Wale is actually they redo that because that was on one of his mixtapes before that and they put it on there. Yeah. Yep. We'll do Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. Deluxe.
Sounds good. I will mark down deluxe.
Deluxe is it's 18 songs though. It's a good listen. Actually, it's still only an hour and 8 minutes though, so that's not bad.
Okay.
All right. Next week is Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon Deluxe. Listeners, make sure y'all tune in and check it out. This was the No Consensus Podcast.
Peace.
Bang.